I'm Lee Fletcher from Regain Hearing.
And I'm Matthew Pearson from Zone 1 Hearing. And today we'd like to talk to you about the Widex Evoke Fusion 2.
Here it is. Now, here's the Widex box. They've changed these fairly recently.
Yeah.
Not much of a fan. This is a pretty awesome product we're about to talk to you guys about. But it's gone a bit Apple.
Yeah,
but not in a good way, unfortunately. But anyway, so let's get it out of the packaging. So same cases they've had for a little while now. Here are the hearing aids. Would you like to take them out, sir?
Yeah, certainly. Okay.
And put them together because we.
I will indeed. So done this bit on purpose. Some hearing aids you feel like you're trying to knit a needle. So there we've got it in the black. Looks pretty stylish actually. And here's the receiver, the loudspeaker. So not a terribly big sort of marking on there to identify which ear it's for, but I'll talk to you in a minute why that's not massively important. What I like is the way it goes together. Very, very simple. And you might think, well, is that secure? I'm really, really pulling that now, and you've got to rip it out for it to come out. But that also means if the receiver should fail, changing it is an absolute doddle. So I do know some patients who will request to purchase a second set of receivers. So if then they sensed after having cleaned and changed the filter it wasn't working, they can change that probably easier than changing a battery.
It's quite an important feature. It sounds a bit boring,
but it's very important.
When you're wearing a hearing aid and it fails, or you have a problem and it's got to be sent away, it's really annoying.
Yeah.
So it's lovely to have something like this that can be changed
easily.
Yeah, without any real
by
problem.
the user as well as the audiologist.
Absolutely. So, should we get our patient?
I think we should.
I will hold the ear.
So I tell you what, let's pull out the domes as well, because this is another new feature. So
I haven't even seen these yet. These are really new.
These are new. These are an instant fit dome, of course, which is the whole nature of domes. And this has got two vents. So you've got a 1mm vent and a 2mm vent. This is the 2mm vent version. The idea is these have replaced what they call the tulip vent, which was sort of like a conical sort of arrangement. And not everyone could accommodate those in their ears. So I'll just get Mr. Fletcher here to hold the aid, and I'll just get one of these domes out. Now, don't do what one of my clients thought. He returned his domes because they were out of date. No, that's the production date. Domes don't go out of date, but worth mentioning. So, first time I'm putting one of these on, so let's just do that. So I've seen there what we do. We just pop that.
So they protect the ear.
Just there.
That's the point of the dome. It's supposed to be there so that when you put it in your ears are protected and it holds it in place.
Yeah, so
these
for retention,
are great for that.
Yeah, these are excellent. So, whereas in the past we might have taken a dome from another manufacturer to put onto the Widex aid, now they've got a great range of domes, and I think it might be happening the other way. Maybe we'll be popping these on other hearing aids. So let's just try this now on our friends just here. So what we can do is just
I'll hold that.
Yeah, just pop this over the back of the ear, and then we'll take the dome and push that into the ear canal.
It's actually quite a big dome, this one.
It is a big
and
dome.
It's worth
we normally
mentioning.
use a small.
It doesn't matter because ears are different.
Ears are different.
We're all born
indeed.
differently, and it's important that we get the right dome. If you get that wrong, as an audiologist, which I've seen a few times, the hearing aid doesn't sound very good. Doesn't matter how much you spent on it or how good it is. If you get that dome wrong, it's ruined the whole fitting.
Yeah, indeed. Now, something else to mention about the Evokes, or the Widex receiver and the canal hearing aids in general, they're designed in Denmark. The equipment that's designed to build them is made in Denmark and designed in Denmark. Every time one of these hearing aids leaves their production facility in Denmark, it's checked by a human. So you don't get a hearing aid arriving that you do your own listening checks on that hasn't been listening checked and that could possibly be faulty. So very thorough, not the cheapest place to manufacture a hearing aid, but that's something that gives us confidence as professionals.
It's rare.
And it is rare, yeah.
Every other manufacturer, they outsource.
Indeed. So you can probably see there as well, the wire, I believe, is Kevlar coated, so the kind of material you get in bulletproof vests and in run flat tyres, which means, yes, it is very thin, but it's also very robust. The aid itself is nano coated to try and repel moisture because these are sold in over 104 countries. So some of them, exactly much more humid than the UK. So that's very good to give you that confidence when you're using it. You're not going to cause damage and corrosion inside the aid, which older versions, going back a few generations, sometimes did.
One of the best designs. as in reliability, and the fact that a lot of thought's gone into it. Not the nicest looking, in my opinion, but
not changed much over the years, really.
No, it doesn't matter. It's still small. Compare that to traditional hearing aids.
I mean, to be fair, there is a smaller, what they call passion version of the hearing aid, which looks phenomenal. However, you do lose some functionality. So things like we're going to talk about in a moment, the TV streamer works specifically with this new model. So I think Mr. Fletcher is going to talk to you about the existing streamer, and then we're going to talk to you about the new one.
So, for a long time, hearing aid manufacturers provided products that connected to TVs, which is this part, and had a device here that you would put around your neck via one of these. So you'd have to sit there watching TV with something around your neck. Now, thankfully, this has been superseded. Wonderful.
Yes. So we've got, not seen this yet, we've got the new model. So this just came out a couple of days ago. This is exciting for us. Been asking for this for a while. So let's unbox this. So this is the Widex TV Play. So this is designed as a replacement for the previous model you've just seen, and you would access that via a smartphone app, either Apple or Android, and it could even be mounted. Although it is very stylish, it's one of
you don't have to do that.
You don't have to mount it, but you can mount it on the back of the TV to hide it away completely. Now, if friends of yours came round and happen to have the Evoke Fusion 2 hearing aids, they can also access this. So as many people can fill your room.
No wires, nothing around your neck. The TV comes on, it could be turned all the way down, and this guy will send the sound directly to your ears. So wonderful product.
So that's very exciting. Another feature which is so new, we've literally just received this in time for the video, is the streaming phone. So Gigaset, which is a Siemens sort of brand, you've got the PhoneDex version 2. So recently the PhoneDex 1 went out of production. People who wore Widex or the sister company Caselgi hearing aids were no longer to access that great feature of picking up a landline phone made for the hearing aids and being able to stream the phone call into both ears.
This is the only product.
This is the
on
only
the market.
One.
Any hearing aid manufacturer.
From any hearing aid manufacturer.
So a lot of people still use landlines.
Correct.
Especially more the elderly population.
Yeah, indeed.
Don't have a mobile, don't want a mobile. This is everything. This is their communication to the rest of the world, to their family.
Yeah.
If they can't hear on the phone and they've got these wonderful hearing aids, it's a massive problem for them. So this is a normal phone. Anyone can use this phone. We can plug this in to a normal socket, they pick it up, the hearing aids pick up the sound in both ears.
Yeah.
So you hear it everywhere.
Now, something a lot of my more mature patients will often ask is, you know, I pay my bill to BT. If I change my phone, does that mean I've got to change providers? What does it all mean? It's very simple. We'd simply remove the old phone, place this new phone in its place, and that will charge up. And you'd simply make the calls in the traditional way.
Answer phone as well.
Answer phone as well.
So everything you'd expect.
150 numbers can be stored in there, and it's got a nice super loud ringer if you want that. And the idea is, if you pick up the phone and you've got the hearing aids in, it detects them and goes into the phone program. To come out of that, you put the phone back down again.
We do
nothing. That simple.
Very nice product. We like this.
Yeah, it's very good.
We're geeky about many things to do with hearing aids.
And then something we've not touched on, which, you know, is something that Widex are famous for, is the sound quality of the hearing aid. So in their latest model, they're able to keep the speech comprehension exactly where it should be, but with less amplification. So people who've worn them state it feels like they're not really wearing a hearing aid or receiving amplification.
The most natural hearing experience.
Yeah.
And they always have been.
Yeah.
If we meet clients who have Widex hearing aids, who want to upgrade their hearing aids, we have to give them Widex hearing aids.
Yeah.
I mean, you can try giving them something else and they may rehabilitate to something else.
Yeah.
But they always prefer the Widex sound. They have a sound. They're pretty much the only manufacturer that have a sound. And it's a good one.
It is.
Again, we're at this point in technology with hearing aids where a lot of these manufacturers are bringing out products that just work. So you go into a noisy place, they've got an incredibly clever noise reduction system. How many listening environments?
You've got 11 different listening environments in the top of the line, the 440 model, but also machine learning. So I had a patient recently fitted didn't like the sound on the train, so very quickly created his own program on the fly for that environment. So rather than the moment being lost and him come to me and say, Matthew, what I'd like you to do for me, I was on the train the other day, it was a bit overpowering, I'd like you to do something for me. He was able to do that and capture what he needed at that moment to hear better.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like that doesn't exist.
That's
for you to have control yourself. All right, some people don't want that. Some people will say, look, can you help me out? We'll always do that.
Sure.
But for them to do that themselves on a phone, this is the future.
Definitely.
No one else does that, which I really love about this product.
Yeah, it's very good. And also the machine learning, think of it this way. If you created something that could recognize apples, it says, okay, they're round and they're green, that's great. But then you throw in a red one, it might think it's a tomato. What's good about this hearing
Where are you
aid
going with this?
Where am I going with this is, let me tell you, the hearing aid will play certain sound samples to you and you will state your preferences. So imagine if Lee and I were both wearing the hearing aids and we stated on, say, 20 different occasions, different preferences, we could have very different sounding hearing aids, although they'd initially been set to the same prescription. So this is one of the features we really like.
Personalisation.
Personalisation of the sound.
More than most manufacturers.
More than most, yeah.
So you can really dig down and tailor it to every person you ever meet, which is great for us.
Yeah.
It might take another appointment or two, but if you can get that sound for that client that they want, and you can communicate together and finally get the sound that they are asking you for in the first place, they will be your friend for life.
And that's it. And this is what the hearing aid's doing. You know, in the same way you might have a favourite TV streaming service, once you've used it a couple of times, it might be a bit off, but the more you use it, the more it learns your preferences and will serve up the right program. What the hearing aids here will do is serve up the right version of the program because you've interacted with it and taught it your preferences. So in the same way as the machine then will learn there are different coloured apples, this will learn that you as the patient have got different preferences from the next patient. So it's very much different to other artificial intelligence used by other hearing aids. That's just stuff loaded in, you know, by them into the hearing aid. This is you as an individual teaching it your preferences. So yeah, quite an exciting time.
This has been a slightly complex way of saying these are really good products.
Yeah.
We really like them and they just work for us. So, okay, there's a little bit more technicality we've gone into today.
Sure.
But it's just nice to have something like this.
Yeah, good build quality, good sound quality, robust, easy to use, which is something I've always liked about their add-ons. They can be upgraded as well. So a recent feature, something I was a bit critical of in the past, is the feedback manager. So the ability to stop whistling in hearing aids was different on each model as you went further up the food chain. Whereas now there's been a firmware update and that's been improved in all the hearing aids. So previous users will be able to get that upgrade. So if they've got this model, you know, if future updates happen, they'll enjoy those as well. So that, again,
it's quite thoughtful. We don't get that with every manufacturer. You have to buy more hearing aids if you want that feature.
Exactly.
So quite a clever thing they've got.
So for premium hearing aids, if you're looking at them at the moment, I would say to you, get this on your shortlist, give them a try, definitely worth an audition. So this is Matthew Pearson from Zone 1 Hearing.
And I'm Lee Fletcher from Regain Hearing.
And we'd love you to, if you've enjoyed the content, to like the video, to subscribe to our channel, and to pay. You don't have to pay; it's free. But or to press the subscribe, not the subscribe, the bell thing. What's that called? Notification.
You've completely lost me.
It's fine.
How do your patients even have a conversation with you?
I have no idea. They talk to my secretary. They press the notification thing to make it the bell ping, so they get to see our great content. That's what we're asking them to do.
Let's finish.
I think we should.
Thank you very much.
Bye bye.